navigator, see you later. Gonna hit the road, gonna hit the road. Something's changing the atmosphere, architecture unfamiliar. I could get used to this. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you see what I mean. It's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. Whoa. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. Whoa. We're south of the equator, navigator. Gonna hit the road, gonna hit the road. Deep sea diving round the clock, bikini bottoms, lager tops. I can get used to this. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. Whoa. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. Whoa. Hi. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening from. This is Tuesday Tunes, and this is JP. Just thought I'd do a little bit of a intro to half a song of George Ezra's Shotgun. Why not? And I'm adjusting microphones and all kinds, using a slightly different system today, so why not? And yeah, I just wanted to say hi. So over here, you can see there's people chatting away, and that's all good. Hope you guys are well. Where are we? Good morning from Canada. It's party time. Yeah, well, you know, the lights are up and they're twinkling away. It's nearly that time of year, but, you know, I like to put it up anyway. Yeah, so Deb wants a loop pedal and those lights. Well, funnily enough, the TC Helicon Voice Lite Play Acoustic you've got has got a looper built in. Did you know that? So this is Tuesday Tunes. If you're not familiar with it, what I do is I play a couple of tunes and then I break it down and show you how I make those tunes, how I do the looping of it. You don't have to do it the same. It's just want to show you how I do it. And then, of course, then you can take from that. And then at the end of this live stream, it's available on replay, so you can go back and watch it. A couple of things, though. This live stream is sponsored, and it's sponsored by our friends over at DistroKid. DistroKid are a music distribution company, so if you've got music, including covers, then what you can do is you can actually put that up to the world and send it out to things like Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon Music and Deezer and Tidal and all these different places. And most music distributors charge you per release. DistroKid charge you one price per year, which starts at $19.99. So in the UK, it's about £16 to upload as much music as you want for an entire year. So going into 2023, imagine uploading live songs, covers, EPs, albums, as much as you want. And then I say it starts from sort of $19.99 because they have a couple of different tiers. I'm on the Musicians Plus tier, which basically is about $36 for the year. It's not that much if you think about it. How many coffees do you buy for in a year? And what that can do is you can schedule the date of the release. You can do a couple of other things as well. And yeah, there's loads that it can do. So I just want to thank DistroKid for sponsoring the live stream. And I've just realized the DistroKid gremlin is over the top of the chat. That's really clever of me, isn't it? So what we'll do is, why don't we move him? Should we move him? Let's move him live now. Yeah. You can go there. Cool. So there we go. So yeah, DistroKid, obviously, thank you very much for sponsoring this live stream. We just moved the gremlin. We moved the gremlin. And then I've got a couple of different ways we can have a look at things. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at this view. And this view, this is my loop station pedalboard conundrum. Now, for those who are familiar with the channel, you'll know that I actually have the RC600 normally on the top of this pedal board, and I'm actually trialing it with it on the bottom of this pedal board. So there's a couple of different things. So it depends, obviously, and I'm just having a look and trying to see whether it's, whether it's going to be worth doing and things. So yeah, so I'm just having a look at it, putting it on the bottom. You've got to test these things out, haven't you? So I just need to make one slight change. So apologies about this. Cool, wicked, there we go. And I'm going to play a couple of tunes today, and then this is going out to lots of different places. We're on, obviously, YouTube, the YouTube channel. We're also on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/JohnPaulMusicUK. We're also streaming on Twitch as well, and we're streaming now also on Twitter. So if you want to have a look there as well. So there we go. I hope it's sounding okay. Let me know if it's loud enough. What was that? I have a kid's birthday party. Nice. So the first thing I want to do is actually take you through this board and tell you what's going on with it, because I've been getting a lot of questions. So of course at the bottom at the moment is the RC600 loop station. I've got this guitar and I've got another guitar, and they're plugged into what you can just see on the top left-hand corner here, this little switch here. And this is a Sonic 8 ABY switcher called the Sonic Switch. I think it's called the Sonic Switch. And I've got a little topper on. I've got the toppers on all of these. I've just got some new toppers as well. I'm going to test them and see what they're like. And I've got both them plugged in here. You can see there's a red and a blue. So red is the red guitar and blue is this guitar. And then I can switch over between guitars. There's a big heavy click, which is nice. And then that way that goes into the TC Helicon Voice Live Play acoustic. So I need harmonies while I'm playing. So la 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 la. So that goes into there. My microphone goes into there as well. I hope it's sounding okay. The FS7 pedal, I was using it for rhythm. I'm actually literally just using it for memory up and memory down at the moment. So when I finish a song, instead of having to erase stuff where you can still hear it, I can actually go memory down and then memory up, and then it changes memories on the RC600. And then the out of this goes into here. Now you can see it's XLR out. I'm pointing with my foot, by the way. It's XLR out. And it's not going into XLR in, so what it's doing is I'm going into instrument 1 and instrument 2. So the microphone's actually going in on the instrument jack. And I've just routed it that way because it's just easier for me. And then the alternative thing as well is this one. Again, Sonic 8, this is the Vespress. Never know how to pronounce that, Vexpress. It's a tiny little volume pedal. And it's actually controlling the volume of the loops. So if I actually pull this all the way down, if I create a loop, I can control the volume of it. And I can create my own fades, which is cool. But if you get the timing right, you can actually do some funky things with it as well. That's what that's doing. So there we go. So I'm going to be doing a couple of different tunes today. Some of them I've done on this channel before, and there's on this live stream before. Just like a Dyson, Medcot's in the house. This is Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories, where everything is expressed, the bright blue sky. Now and then when I see her face, it takes me away to that special place. If I stare too long, probably break down and cry. Oh, the sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. Ba-da-da, 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 ba-ba-da. She's got a smile that the bluest skies, that if they thought of rain, I'd hate to look into those eyes and see an ounce of pain. It reminds me of a warm, safe place where, as a child, I'd hide and pray for the thunder and the rain to quietly pass me by. Oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. Child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. Oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. And then he goes into screaming guitars. So yeah, there we go. That is how I play Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses. And then I just want to show you how I break it all down. So let's just do that. So there we go. I didn't realize that when I set this up, and this is what happens live, I didn't realize when I set this up that this doesn't look fab here. So you can see it here, and it's great. You can see everyone's comments and stuff, just like a Dyson. Sounds good, good. Showing up late again. Oh, Piers, detention for you. Sounding good, good. Thank you very much. So I want to show you how we do this. I want to show you break this down. So first of all, you can see, actually, let's go back to this screen. So you can see normal tuning guitar, capo number 5, and this is in D. So, and then C, and then G, and then back to D again. And then the chorus is basically just, instead of going on to the D, go C, G, D, as opposed to D, C, G. So it's very, very go now. So you can do that bit if you want to. But just nice to keep it nice and simple for looping. Dead easy. So we start with the beat, and we started with this. We started with that. So we started with nice little rhythmic thing. There we go. And then let me just undo that. So there's a bit of a beatboxy thing going on there. Let me break that down for you. So the TC Helicon I use for harmonies, but when you turn it on with a high and a low, it gives you 2 extra voices. So if I go, just get that little bit more emphasis for doing a bit of a boots and a cats thing. So obviously you beatbox how you want, if you are going to be inclined to do so. Now you'll notice as well, that is quite a quick loop. You can see the big circle going around in the middle there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. This next one is double the speed, double the length. So this is hi-hats, and then clap, clap, clap. Now the thing with that, again, you can utilize the harmonies. If I clap once, you get 3. So obviously it sounds exactly the same to the point where you then overdub it and you sound like you've got about 6 or 7 people clapping. So there's our little claps. All good. Let's bring the beat back. And because that first loop is 1 bar and the other one's 2 bars, just gives it a little bit of variety. Now, you'll notice that the third loop isn't anything to do with the guitar at all. It is just my voice. So, make sure you get a D chord. That's it. And I do that 4 times. Then you'll hear me go. And you end up with this. Now it works with all the chords, which is great. Oh, sweet child of mine. Obviously, if you go into the where do we go part, it doesn't work. But for those parts, for both the verse and the chorus and the solo, it works really, really well. So when you bring this all back in, oh, sweet child of mine. Let's add some harmonies. Oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. Now because obviously I'm playing an acoustic guitar, and obviously I'm playing just the chords, I'm not suddenly going, but I am, because I'm doing that with my mouth. I'm going, and I'm just singing the tune. And that's enough to get through it, it's fine. And that is pretty much all the bits. And then there's a part where I actually break the last chorus down, where I turn off the rhythms and just keep the ba-ba-bas, as I call them. So you go, oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. And then go back into it without falling over. So there we go. That is Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine on Capo number 5. I'm just going to take a quick drink. How is everyone? Let me know where you're hailing from in the chat. The big stein of juice is here. By the way, you may have noticed this is a multi-chat. There's people on Facebook, there's people on YouTube here. So if you chat, you may not see it in your chat, but actually on the screen you'll see everyone's chat. And as a couple of people who are close to me know, I'm just getting over a cold. So you might hear a couple of more sniffs than normal. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to change guitars. So in that instance, the great thing live, by the way, is actually the TC Helicon. Because what you can do is if you hold that down, it turns everything off on the TC Helicon, but it turns off the inputs of the guitar. Now, it doesn't matter which one I'm using. I can now take this off, or even if I unplugged it, and I will do that now, you don't hear a massive thud because the TC Helicon is basically stopping it. There we go. So, not bad here in Doncaster, says Piers. Piers, was it chucking down this morning like it was here? This morning here in lovely Cheshire, it was launching it down. You know it's bad when basically you open the door and the cat goes, no. Cat didn't want to go out this morning. Yeah. Oh, still is. It's not. It's okay here. It's dull, but it's not raining. So I'm going to attempt to do. This is what I always try and do, because it helps me and it's a bit of practice for me. If I'm honest, I'm going to attempt to do a song I've never done before. If you want me to do a song, then write it in the chat, or write it as a super chat, and that helps the channel as well. Oh dear. The other thing we can do is tune this guitar. So while I'm tuning the guitar, this live stream is sponsored. And it's sponsored by our friends over at DistroKid, as you can see right here. That's better. DistroKid, a music distribution company. Sorry, I kind of got trucking around with this. And what you can do is if you have got songs, originals, covers as well, you can actually get them out there in the world and send them to places like Apple Music and Spotify and all the digital streaming sites. You can even send them to things like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, even Snapchat as well. The Snapchat one, you can't do covers, but you can do original music. Now, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to send your music to social media sites? Well, I think it's something like over 1 million songs are used a day in Reels now. Something ridiculous like that. I think it's more than that now. It's probably 1 billion, I don't know. But there's lots of songs that are used in Reels, and if your song is actually on there, you can pick, people can pick it to be used as part of your story, and then that could go viral, and you still get paid, by the way. So definitely worth a look. DistroKid, use DistroKid yourself. Fantastic. They are amazing, and they're so easy as well. I know I can be quite technical with things sometimes, but to be quite honest, when I want to release stuff, I just want to go, gone. And then it sorts it out for me. DistroKid also sort things out where if you create doesn't matter what you release, whether you release one song, an album, a live, whatever, they create what's called a hyperfollow page. So imagine like I love Apple Music, but you love Spotify. I'm not going to force you to listen to my music on Apple Music. I want you to listen to it on Spotify. So it sends you one link. It's basically one web page with that release on, and it tells you all the different places you can listen to it, so you can pick the one you like. Cool, huh? I like that. That's quite good. Just realised my camera's doing something really weird. Excuse me. We're having fun technical-wise today, so give me a sec. There we go, that's a bit better. So yes, so with this link that's on the screen now, it's also in the description box of obviously YouTube and Facebook. There's a link there, that link, and it gives you 7% off your first annual membership with DistroKid as well. So $19.99, or I think, as I say, it's like $36 for the Musicians Plus one. The Musicians Plus one, you can have 2 different outfits. So I've got me, and I've also got our duo, which is Tokyo Wasteland. So if you like synthwave music, look for Tokyo Wasteland. I didn't come up with the name, Greg did, but it's a great name, but there we go. And then you can have 2 different outfits, but more importantly as well, you can, if you don't have 2 different outfits, it's sometimes worth going up to Musicians Plus because you can schedule the date of the release, which is really, really good. You can't do that on the base model of DistroKid, but you can on Musicians Plus. They even have a label tier as well, which is really, really good. If you're obviously not a musician, but you are a band manager or you're a label manager and you want to actually start your own label and you're managing people, you can do that as well. You can split the proceeds. You can actually have like proceeds going over to that person, proceeds going over to that person, depending on who it is. There's so much they do. They do cards as well. So when you release a track or release an album, whatever, it automatically makes sort of like 9x16 profiles for you, so you can start promoting it on Instagram, and the videos and also pictures are really, really clever. So yeah, really good. I'm obviously stalling because I'm playing a song that I don't know, so I'm a bit nervous about that. But anyway, moving swiftly on. Thank you, DistroKid, for sponsoring this live stream. Now, the song in question. You seem a bit quiet when you're not singing. I am. Yeah, it's probably because I'm not putting my mouth on the voice on the mic like this. So, song in question is Sting, Englishman in New York. Now, this is quite difficult. That's why I'm a bit nervous about it. But I'm trying to find a way to actually do this. Now, I've been playing around with the chords, and I've decided to use Dadgad. So this is actually in Dadgad, so it's D-A-D-G-A-D. And this won't be, I don't think, an original. It might be an original tuning. Anyway, so the chords I'm using is E minor, A, B minor. Someone can let me know if that's original tuning or not. And that's the loop. Now, I've got to figure out a beat for this. Now, I've been doing all kinds of different variants, so we're going to have a look and see what we can come up with. What? So I'm just figuring out what I want. You notice I put a bass line down now. Din, 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 din. Oh, what's that? You just can't quit. No, that's absolutely not. Coffee, I take. Let's try and sing that in tune, shall we? Don't take coffee, I take tea, my dear. I like my toast done on one side. You can hear it in my accent when I walk. I'm an Englishman in New York. See me walking down Fifth Avenue, Kincaid here at my side, taking everywhere I want. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm an ego alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh. I'm an Englishman in New York. Manners make a man, as someone said. He's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Not a decent party who needs an notoriety. You can mend up as the only one. Gentleness sobriety. Nothing come back here to make a man. Takes more than a license for a gun. Confront your enemies, avoid them when you can. Gentlemen will walk but never run. Manners make a man, as someone said. And he's a hero of the day. Ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say. 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 Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, no matter what they say. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Okay. Now you actually saw me go into the fourth loop there. So as this has 6 loops to play with. So the first one, as you can see, I'm reading the lines here. I need to obviously get better at that. But first time doing it live, there we go. Let's start with the first one, the beat. Now. Yeah, I thought I did. So what you can do with the RC600 is you can hold down the play button and it'll get rid of the last track, but I actually recorded over the top of that as well. You like the fade pedal? Oh, nice, cool. Yeah, nice little thing. So you can control, you can assign a fade pedal to the volume of just the loops, but with not the volume of you, which is really, really handy to do a fade, or a manual fade. So, as you can hear, I recorded a boom, 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 really loud. But we obviously started with our very traditional, say traditional because that's what I normally do, strumming, guitar strumming. And then I added the boom, the boots and cats, the really big boots and cats on top of that. Loop 2. Now you can hear the guitar a little bit because obviously we did loop 2 last. So, obviously this one, it's a bit hard, and with a bit of a syncopated beat, sort of, to do that. I think I will in the future add like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I just went duh, duh, duh. But to keep the rhythm there, what I might do is this. You still got that and you can hear me doing it on the bass as well. Now, for this instance, obviously just because I'm practicing it, I didn't use the bass of the IC600, I used the bass of the TC Helicon. So if I go down one, normally I'm on preset number 2, that's my normal preset, and in my brain, if I go down one, I'm going into the bass mode. So number 1 is bass for me, and it's called Barry White. I know it's spelled wrong, but it's just the way it is. And it gives you an octave down.
Like this, high. D, 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 D. Not even singing the right notes there, am I? D, 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 D. Okay.
Now this is very different to the bass of the IC600.
D, 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 D. D, 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 D.
I've got quite a lot of reverb on the Barry White one as well. So there are 2 different kind of bass noises, but there we go. So if we've got that going, and we've got that one going, the third one, which is loop number 2. So to make a good snare sound is quite difficult, unless you sort of and I actually breathe in when I do that. Like you go, but put a K on a and that's basically the noise. And instead of going boom, you end up quite breathy. So for me, it's not the right way to beatbox at all. But out and in. Hope that makes sense. And then. Spring off. Now, when I actually started the song, I turned that off. So we start at the first verse. Once we've got everything in. I don't drink coffee, I take tea, my dear. Let my toast on one side. You can hear it in my accent when I talk. I'm an Englishman in New York. I said walk first time, man. Then bring the beat in. Let me walking down Fifth Avenue. A walking cane here at my side. I take it everywhere I want. I'm an Englishman in New York. So then we need the harmonies. So we don't need the harmonies, but I like to have the harmonies. Whoa, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. And for those who don't know, Deb knows this, but for those who don't know, the TC Helicon, when you play a chord, no matter what tuning it's in, it will figure it out. So you may see on the very bottom of the screen, just there, if I play a different chord, this little white, it looks white. And it's NP, which is natural play. And it basically means I've figured the chord out for you. Which is really clever. So if I now do a D. So if I go from D to G, I will sing the same note, but it'll change. It wasn't too sure then when it was like weetering between the two. Anyway, but yeah, so obviously now I've got this in with the harmonies and everything else. So we've got the 2 beats. We can do our chorus and everything else. And then when we get to the bridge, it is in D. Englishman in New York. Only sobriety needs a little variety. You know that was the only one. Gentleness, sobriety, rare in this society. And no one's brighter than the sun. So that is. Ooh, hello. So D, because this is in Dadgad. D. Modesty, propriety. A. B minor, and it's F sharp. Now on a Dadgad, if I play F sharp, it sounds a bit weird. So it's actually. So no, don't play the top 2 notes. So. Or top 3 to be fair. Is rare in this society, and a candle. Whoops. Candle light no brighter than the sun. And I just went into my normal trumpety noise. And then the 4th loop, of course, we've got everything going. Is the last line on verse 3. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Decided to obviously not put the harmony pedal on. I'll do the harmonies naturally, which Pierce always likes. Yourself, no matter what they say. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Now, for those, I've spoken about this before, but what I have as well is the RC600 is set up in such a way that the loops are at about 92 out of 100. And therefore, if I sing, and I sing stuff really loud, fair enough, but then the loops are never louder than me. However, should they be a lot louder, this is where this comes in. And you heard me, obviously, if I hit go. Oops. And I can still play. And the other thing that people do with it as well, this is a bit of an Ed Sheeran technique, you can, on the 4th bar, you can drop it out. So I'm bringing it back up. Do it even quicker. And I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh! No matter what. See what it does? It just drops it out a little bit and brings it back in. It's just a nice little thing. It's a cool little thing you can do with lots of different songs. But then, of course, what we did was we faded it out. No matter just left with me playing. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Be yourself. No matter what they say. Going down. The loop's still going. It's still playing around. It's chugging around in the background there. Look. What they say. But then you can turn it off. And then, for those who don't have an FS7 pedal, but you do have an expression pedal, what I do is to get rid of the loop, I go down and up. And if I was to hold this down now, it'll play for about a second and then delete the loop. Like so. No matter. Right, so that's gone now, but you heard that noise. If you've got an expression pedal and you assign it to the loops, you can turn it down, hold that down. It will play, but the audience won't hear it, and it'll go, and then you can bring it back up again. So it's a nice little way of doing it. Or the alternative, of course, if you've made changes, is you can go down. That's gone to memory number 99. Let's see if you can see that. Yes, you can. And then pedal up, we've gone back to memory number 1. I hope that makes sense. So that's my sort of like first go technique of Englishman in New York, and we'll see how that develops over time. I might do a cut down, breakdown-y version of it. That'd be quite funny. So there we go. So, is everyone all right? I hope so. Wherever you're hailing from, let me know in the chart. And this is Tuesday Tunes with JP. This is Tuesday Tunes number 10, by the way. This is the 10th one. I haven't done it religiously. I was trying to do it every week, but then obviously life takes over. But yeah, this is like number 10. So, hey, we're in double digits for Tuesday Tunes. There we go. Now, one song I really like to play is a song by Elbow. It's a fantastic UK band. If you don't know who they are. If you don't know the band, you may know this song because this song has been used in one or two things. And I always dedicate this song to my wife because this is a song that I resonate with her, and also we had in our wedding as well. So this is One Day Like This by Elbow. So I'm going to play it, and then I'll break it down and show you how I did it.
sun, blinking in the morning sun, shaking off for everyone. Yeah, heavy like a loaded gun. What made me behave that way? Using words I'd never say. Only think it must be love. Well, anyway, it's looking like a beautiful day. Someone tell me how I feel. Silly wrong but vivid right. Kiss me like a final meal. Kiss me like we died tonight. Holy cow, I love your eyes. Only now do light. Lying with you half awake, wondering what it is to say. Well, anyway, it's looking like a beautiful day. When my face is chamois creased, if you think I winked, I did. Left politely at repeat. You kiss me when my lips are thin. Holy cow, I love your eyes. Only now do I see the light. Lying with you half awake, wondering what it is to say. Well, anyway, it's looking like a beautiful day. Oh, those curtains wide. Daylight this year will see me right. Throw those curtains wide. One daylight this year will see me right. Throw those curtains wide. One daylight this year will see me right. Throw those curtains wide. One daylight this year will see me right. Throw those curtains wide. One daylight this year will see me right. Holy cow, I love your eyes. One daylight this year I see the light. Holy cow, I love your eyes. One daylight this year I see the light. Throw those curtains wide. One daylight this year will see me right. Throw those curtains wide. One daylight this year will see me right. Throw those curtains wide. One daylight this year will see me right. Throw those curtains wide. One daylight this year will see me right. Cheers.
So, that was Elbow, One Day Like This. Piers, long build up to get going it is, but the payoff is so well worth it. So, yeah, one of the big things about looping is obviously a long sort of setup time. People get bored, and there is another way to do that, and obviously I did it the long way today. But there is another way you can do it, where you can kind of shorten that. So let's go into the loop and let me show you what I did. Oh, just getting over this cough cold. Fun. So, obviously, that's pretty simple. That's me. Boom, boom, and there we go. So there's our beat. Now this one, obviously, I'm playing in Dadgad again, and the chords for this are D, G, A, and then G, but then later on it changes, and you can see it changes. So it goes D, C, G, and and then back to D again. So I kind of abandon the first bit of the looping and go on to a second bit of looping. So it's like a second section, as it were. So we've got our beat. That's fine. So this is our. There's our G. There's our A. And then back to G again. Now, I put the bass line on, and I did it on the G, and then I forgot to put the actual D down. So that's why it took a little bit longer than normal. Now, at this point, when these two are going, you could actually start verse 1 at this point. So once you've got like your if you're playing it by and in Dadgad it just sounds beautiful. Oh. So once you got that in, you go drinking in the morning sun, and you're in, okay? Drinking in the morning sun, shake it off for everyone. Now, you'll notice as well, towards the end of that, oh, anyway, it's looking like a beautiful day. And there's a couple of D's there, and it just carries on as D, D, D. So the easiest way to do this, when you've got these two running, is actually just go start, stop. So now the problem they've got now is I've got that other one on there. But what you do is you go stop, stop. It's a nice simple way to do it. Just keep the D going, and then obviously you're into the next one. Now we could at this point then take an entire loop and put in our. But every time I do this at a pub or a club, as soon as I sing that, people go, because certainly in the UK, this song is like well known, and it's like, yeah, we like this song. So I like to get it in there. It takes, as you said, Piers, it takes a little bit longer to build up, but I prefer to get it in there like first and then turn it off. Because then all I've got to do then is, while these are going, you're already in. Kiss me like a final meal. Kiss me like we died tonight. Holy cow, I love your eyes. Only now do I see the light. Lying with you half awake, wondering what it is to say. Well, anyway, looking like a beautiful day. And you would hit it again. And you saw me on the last one. Oh, sorry. And you saw me on the last one. I hit the start, stop, stop. Start, stop, start. And on the last one, I kind of very quickly went, and then switched over to here. So I only want to start this. That's it. Because it's like, and you so throw those curtains wide. So throw those curtains wide. One day like this year will see me right. Now the funny thing is, I stumbled on that bit because I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to show you guys later. So I actually remembered I've got to show you guys. What I normally do is I normally delete that one live. So while I'm going, I delete that one. I don't have to switch onto pedal 4, 5, or 6. I just normally delete that one, which is... because you don't need it anymore because it's a different chord structure. So I leave that one well alone. I normally delete that one, and that's where I put all these on. All those curtains wide. And that's where I normally put that on. So, but I remembered that I'm gonna have to show you what I've done with each loop. So I stumbled a bit. So apologies about that. But I'll turn that down a bit. But obviously loop 3 replaced, or loop 4 as it is of course the new structure. And the great thing is I've got harmonies on. I just do it a couple of different times, a couple of different harmonies.
Those curtains wide.
Turn it down because obviously it's very loud.
One day like this year will see me right. Hold those curtains wide. One day like this year will see me right.
And you hear me go really high.
Hold those curtains wide. One day like this year will see me right. Holy cow, I love your eyes.
You can get straight into it. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to record that. Let me just erase that. So that's our 4 loops. But you're never playing all 4 at the same time, because you're playing the beat and either these 2, or you're playing the beat and then the 4th one, which I normally delete that and replace there. So I hope that makes sense of how I do sort of One Day Like This by Elbow. And it does take a bit longer, as you say, but to get that, people love it. People love it when you do that. So there we go. Let's have a look at the chart. What's going on the chart? Boss, cover that. Thanks, Debs. Unders is in the house. This is Unders' fault.
It's peanut butter jelly time, 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 peanut butter jelly time.
That's your fault, Unders. That's your fault. Okay, moving on. That's a good point. Sorry, I'm just leaning forward because I can't quite see the chat today. I need to adjust this. Yeah, Piers brings up a good point. Almost be tempted, when you say you're tempted to bring up the, where are we? You bring in the, is that bringing the, bring that in like first, and then bring the chords in, just so people go, oh, I know what that is. That's cool. I might try that. I've got a gig on Friday. I might try that, Piers, and I'll report back to you. Yeah. Always wish I had more time to watch. You gotta go. Thanks for your great video, Chris. Of course, always welcome, and of course, to let everyone know, and Chris know as well, it's always available on replay. So once this is finished, it's available on replay on the YouTube channel. There we go. Cool. Frank's. Frank, no, don't do it. You buy right, okay, here's a thing for, the shed is Debs, by the way. So Debs, here's an idea for you. Don't buy an RC600. I know, me saying don't buy an RC600. The reason I'm saying that is because Debs already has a TC Helicon Voice Live Play acoustic. And if you've got one, you can actually go into a looper there. So what you could get is the Switch, it's called the Switch 3. So the Switch 3 is an additional adapter. It gives you 3 more buttons, but you can actually program that up in the TC Helicon to be a looper. So you've got 3 buttons that you normally have for your pedals, and if you just need a basic looper, then you can go into this and go into looping, and you can actually do what's called a one-phrase looper. So imagine this, one phrase. So if you just wanted a and then obviously overdub on the top of that, you can do. So yeah, you could actually just plug that in so that the pedal bit up here, see it there, just the pedal bit up there next door to the XLRs. That's what that's for. There's a Switch 3 and a Switch 6. Switch 6 gives you even more, gives you 6 buttons. So you end up with 9 buttons on the TC Helicon Voice Live Play acoustic. I've got the Switch 3 and the Switch 6 as well. And they're great because, of course, it just gives you more functionality. It is only one loop. It is a basic looper, though, just so you're aware. But yeah, if you want 6 loops, of course, go and get an RC600, and of course, I can always teach you about that as well. Right. It says Facebook user very disappointed with DistroKid more than 10 days now and haven't released my album. Well, that's the thing. You need to be aware of this, and this is not just a DistroKid. I'm not just defending them. This will happen with every single distributor that you go with. It takes around about 2 to 3 weeks. Now, they actually push it out as fast as they possibly can. If it's a cover, it's even longer. So the cover, it needs, I think it's 10 working business days to get the license, and then they push it out. So if you go to CD Baby, if you go to TuneCore, if you go to any of them, they all do the same. And it can take around about 2 to 3 weeks. Also, at the moment, it can also depend on what time of year it is. So if people are releasing loads of Christmas tunes, that can happen. The rule of thumb, and I had this conversation, there's a video on my YouTube channel. I really recommend you watch it if you're looking at distributing music. Obviously, turn up to DistroKid, of course, but the other video is basically, I spoke to a former Sony manager who was the head of Sony for distribution. And we had a great conversation, and it was all filmed, so if you want to go and watch that, it's there. And the great thing he said was, if you're kind of looking at basically a certain amount of time window. And the rule of thumb that most people have, if you speak to a couple of people like Ivy and a couple of other people as well, what you should really give yourself is two months. So you give yourself 4 weeks before the release, put it in a month before, okay? But then put that, and then if you're on the Musicians Plus, you can set the date. So what you do is you put it in a month before, and then you set the date for, say, let's just say it was like the 1st of November. You put it in for the 1st of December, and you upload it at that point on the 1st of November, and then it'll instantly give you a hyperfollow page, and you've got basically a month to promote it. If you go, I want it out as quick as possible, that's fine, I get that. But the fact is that what even the big industry ones, they'll do it like 2 months, 3 months. Because they will be going on to chat shows, they'll be going on to like TV, radio, all kinds, and they need time to promote it. But also, they need time to distribute it and get it out there. So day one, when you upload it, is not the day it's available. So you just need to be aware that definitely give it a month. And then the reason I say 2 months is because if you give it a month, you've got time to promote it. You've got the hyperfollow page there to do that with DistroKid. And then the other thing you can do as well is you can actually then promote it. You've got a month afterwards. So if you think of it this way, think of it as 6 singles a year. Okay? If you're doing an EP, it's even harder. If you're doing an album, it's even harder than that, because what you've got to then do is promote the entire album. At the moment on the industry, I'm sorry, I'm going on a proper tangent, but I want to address this. On the moments in the industry, I'd be more inclined to actually release 6 singles a year than release 1 album. Because once you've released 1 album, that's it. People go, oh yeah, no, I know about the album, stop harping on about it. Whereas if you release 6 singles, and then you release an album at the end, and those 6 singles are inside that album, then you can actually, you're talking about something new every 2 months. And that gives more information. Someone who's really down on this, and I want to give him a shout out, if I can point him out, is this man right here, Unders. Go to Unders' channel, it's my mate. Go to Unders' channel, go and subscribe to him now. Unders does stuff for music production, and he also does stuff which is around about sort of drum and bass and dance music. That doesn't matter, no offense, because the information that Unders has about releasing music is fantastic. So I just want to give Unders a shout out, because Unders for releasing music, Unders has got information about that as well. And it doesn't matter, obviously, if you're releasing sort of drum and bass, you're releasing rock music, you're releasing folk music. The way you release it is the same, whether it's classical music or whatever. Obviously, the channels you go through might be slightly different, but if I dropped it all on DistroKid, no matter what, I do synthwave music, and we promote it the same way I promote my own stuff. So I just wanted to address that. It can take a bit of time, but have a look at Unders' channel as well, and you can do that. So there we go. I'm going to stop whinging on, and I just wanted to give you the advice, really. 10 days is a really, really short time, and it might be up on 1 or 2 things, like Deezer, or it could go up on one of the sort of like obscure ones. It could be up on Facebook or even Instagram for Reels. And that's also the other thing as well. You want to make a load of Reels with that music. There's a load of music that's gone viral over Instagram this year, and the reason it's gone viral is because they've taken the time. They've only done a 2-month wait before the release date, but they've actually got the music actually there, but you didn't realize it. They haven't told you the date, and they go, well, it's out now, I've got it out now. And then it drives it drives people for it. So if a music goes viral, like people doing sort of like their own versions of stuff, and it goes viral, and they go, oh, I really want it to be out. What you don't realize is they've already planned it. They've already planned it, it's coming out. And that's actually the promotion now. That's how they do it. Anyway. Yeah, this is it. So obviously, I'm talking about releasing to places like Spotify, Apple Music, things like that. If you, Facebook user, it doesn't come up with your name, I don't know why. If you want to release stuff today and bring it out today, Bandcamp. Bandcamp is the way forward to do things like that. And Bandcamp, I have to address Bandcamp, even though you got DistroKid and you got all these others out there, Bandcamp is a fantastic way to get your music out there, and then you get paid for it as well. It is a fantastic way to do it. It's more work, and it doesn't give you a lot of promotional tools, and it doesn't go onto Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon or Deezer, but there's nothing stopping you using Bandcamp as well. People use both, so by all means. If you are interested and you're not sure yet, so you haven't done it, then have a look at distrokid.com/VIP/Jean-Paul. You'll get 7% off your first annual membership. Anyway, moving on. So going over to one day like this, Elbow, that's a good idea, Piers. I like that. I might do that on Friday when I've got my gig. I've got a gig on Friday. Do you want it live streamed? That's the question. Do you want me to live stream the gig? Now, one song I'm trying to get to finish my sets off is a song that I absolutely love. And the problem with a song that you love is that you always think of the original. And I'm just going to change guitars. And I've loved this song for years. And I think the reason why I love this song so much is also because of the production of this song as well. And this song is one that I kind of end the night with, mainly because of the lyrics. If you do the live stream on Friday, I won't be watching because I'll be live streaming. Fair enough. Well, I'll be on, but yeah, I'll close in time. It's about kicking everyone out, and that's it. So it's a good one to end with. Was it a 90s song or was it a 2000s song? I've got a feeling it's 90s, and I've just made myself older. Closing time. Open all the doors and let you out into the world. Closing time. Turn all of the lights on over every boy and every girl. Closing time. One last call for alcohol. So finish your whiskey or beer. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. Take me home. Oh. Time for you to go out to the places you will be from. Closing time. This room won't be open till your brothers or your sisters come. So gather up your jackets, move it to the exits. I hope you have found a friend.
closing time. Every new beginning comes with some other beginning's ends. Yeah, and I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. Time for you to go out to the places you will be from. 1, 2, 3. I know who I want to take me home. Sing it. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. Take me home. Take me home, sing it. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. Take me home. Closing time, time for new beginnings. So the sum of the beginnings ends.
Get out! I'm joking. So that's Closing Time by Semisonic. Fabulous band, fabulous musicians. Obviously, that album was out a long time ago. And there we go. Yes, it is. It's a brilliantly cynical thing. There we go. Get away with it because it's such a great tune. Look as hell. Oh, you're welcome. No problem at all. That's all good. I'll order a Switch 6. Oh, there we go. We're going to get a Switch 6. Nice. Yeah, have a look at it, the Switch 6. If you actually have a look on YouTube, people have done videos about it, how you can get more effects switched on, and then the looper as well, or you can change it. So there's actually a thing in the settings. If you go all the way, in fact, hang on, what am I talking about? I can show you. Oh, wrong one. There we go. I wonder if I can zoom in. Let's do that. And then we'll break this down, so give us a sec. Sorry, it's a bit crooked, but if you go into the settings, which is called setup, and of course you can't see that because of course it's too bright, but when you go pretty much all the way to the end, okay, they changed it. So if you go to, go to the setup and go to 6 of 10. You'll see foot switch and it says switch 3. Change that to switch 6. And then when you go onto the next page, it tells you what it's doing for each one, and you can change some of them. So loop once, what have we got here? One button looper, loop undo, guitar U mod, loop stop, loop play, erase. And you can change them. You can actually change them if you want to. So if you go back one onto page 6, the other option on the right-hand side, you can just about see that there. It says Switch 6 Mode Custom. Now yours may be down as default, so you can just change it over to custom and change it how you want. If you put it as default, it's whatever's written on the Switch 6. So the Switch 6 actually, wow, breath just by leaning down. That's bad, isn't it? Getting over this cough. So yeah, so the Switch 6 can actually, the Switch 3 and the Switch 6 can expand the functionality of the TC Helicon. So it's just a really, really great option. If you've got a TC Helicon Voice Live Play Acoustic, or if you've got a Voice Live Touch or Touch 2, And it's here on the touch 2, and the touch actually put on the mic stand here, and then you can put the switch 3 and switch 6 on the floor. Really, really useful. But I just wanted to show you that, because if you do end up getting one, then Deb, give me a call, and I'll show you how to set it up. You may very well know how to do it anyway. Anyway, moving on. Closing time. I use 3 loops on this one. But I don't use any loops to begin with, because the whole idea is meant to be quiet. It's meant to be... who's that? Oh, you have to go. No, that's fine. No problem at all. That's all right. Cracking stream. There we go. Thank you very much. That all good. So, closing time. I actually start with no loops. I start with G, D, A minor, and C. And that's it the whole way through. There is actually another bit in the original recording, and it goes into a different key. Dun, da, 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 dun, 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 dun. But then it goes back into down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. And that's kind of the solo for it. So the first verse and the chorus, just playing normally, just playing like a normal singer-songwriter person with a guitar and a microphone. Closing time, open up the doors and let you out into the world. World. It's very American, isn't it? World. Came with the frog style. And then the only thing I do before I make a loop is in the chorus, I just turn on my harmonies. I know who I want to take me home. Now for me it's quite high. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. So for me I kind of go into falsetto and a little bit out of falsetto again when going back into it. And there we go. And then we got take me home. And then we're into the loop. Now, I did the loop straight away at that point, but the thing is, I always said to people, if you're doing a loop and you need a bit more like of a rhythm to go with, you've been playing this song like for a verse and a chorus. So, in your mind, just replace that with doing the same thing, but just without the chords. And that's what that is. And then, of course, I added the beatboxing, so let's add that back in. And then you've just got the chords, the 4 chords, so the G, the D, the A minor, and the C. Now I muted it. Instead of playing like that, I'm playing. Muting it with the palm of my hand just here. I do that quite a lot when I'm putting loops down, because if you want to break it down later and you've got, it's not really going to do it. So then obviously bass line. Do, 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 do. Let's bring our beat back. Closing time. Time for you to go out the places you will be from. So we're now into verse 2. Closing time. This room won't be open till your brothers or your sisters come. Harmony on. So gather up your jackets, move it to the exits. I hope you have found a friend. Closing time. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. So that is the last loop, as it were. I know who I want to take me home. just a little bit overloaded there, but it's okay. By the end of the night, no one cares. And then, of course, you can just turn loop 3 on and off as you need to. But then the quiet time, closing time, time for you to go out to the places you will be from. Hold the A minor. 1, 2, 3, and then you turn everything back on. I know who I want to take me home. Sing it. I know who I want to take me home. Sing it. I know who I want to take me home. Turn this one off. Take me home. That's pretty much it. There we go. So that is Closing Time by Semisonic. So I hope you found a little bit out of that. That's all good. This, as a live stream, is sponsored, and it's sponsored by friends over at DistroKid. Who are DistroKid, I hear you ask? What is that T-shirt he's wearing? DistroKid is a music distribution company, so if you give your songs to them, they push it out to all the online stores and digital music streaming sites around the world, of now 160 or 70 different ones, including places like TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, even Snapchat as well. And you can actually have your music as reels, so people can make it go viral, use it in the stories, and you get paid as well, which is really useful. Most music distributors charge you per release. DistroKid don't do that. They charge you one price per year, which starts at $19.99. I say starts because they've got a couple of different tiers, and there's a couple of different extra things you can do as well. You can do things where you've got a lovely, lovely thing, which is called Leave a Legacy. So if you were to no longer be here, then what you can do is you can leave that as a legacy, and it won't get taken down per song, per track, per album, per whatever, obviously for your family or your friends or whoever you want to. And there's loads of lovely, lovely things that you do as well. I do a thing called Store Maximizer, so as new stores come available, let's just say in 2024, a new store becomes available and they are like the one that everyone goes to. Everyone leaves Spotify and goes to this brand new store. Your song will be there. So you can add it on as new stores become available. They do things like hyperfollow, so every track that you release, every album you release, it has a single page, web page, that you can just give to people and just promote, and then they can choose the streaming service site of their choice. So, with all that said, in the description box on YouTube and Facebook, there is this link, which is distrokid.com/VIP/John Paul Music, okay? And it gives you 7% off. If you've never used DistroKid before, it gives you 7% off your first annual membership. So that $19.99 takes 7% off. If you use Musician Plus, take 7% off. If you use the label one, again, take 7% off. And that obviously helps me as well, because it helps the channel, but also it helps you. In fact, it saves you money. So check it out. Obviously, check it out for free if you want to. Go and have a nose around DistroKid. They also now do DistroVid, and DistroVid is where you can actually have your music videos released, and that is $99 a year for as many music videos as you want. By the way, if you think that's expensive, I know of one place that charges $500 per video. And then what they do is DistroVid will actually push it out to its Apple Music. You get your own Vivo channel, Tidal, I think Amazon Music as well now do music videos as well. And yeah, it's officially there, so it's really, really good. I've done it, Unders has done it, a couple of other people have done it as well. So by all means, go and check out DistroKid, and we can give you 7% off DistroKid. DistroVid is $99 for the whole year as well. And I just want to thank them for sponsoring this live stream. The other thing as well is we've got a couple of things that are going on the channel over the next couple of weeks. Some of it's about looping, some of it's about products, some of it is about Christmas and holidays, and then we're also going to be doing a couple of interviews as well. I just want to tell you that moving forward. So it's going to be quite varied over the next couple of weeks, if not months, and then of course just taking time for the family over the Christmas period as well. But I just want to thank you guys for coming over to the live stream today. This is Tuesday Tunes. Twitter, give it a retweet. And then this will be available as a replay online on YouTube primarily. Facebook likes to mute certain things if it thinks that song is too new to close to another song. But it's definitely on the YouTube channel, so if you want to go and check it out there, obviously, and you've missed the beginning, never fear, peers. You can watch it right from the beginning if you wish to. And I just want to say thanks. Thank you very much for watching and taking the time out. Or maybe I'm you're enjoying lunch while listening to music. I don't know. It's a very late lunch if you are. But depends on where you are in the world. But thank you very much for listening to me waffle on, and we'll see you on the next one.
Oh.